Hello, welcome to the network. Today we're going to be taking apart an old hard drive of mine. This was my old external hard drive. This is a 1 terabyte Western Digital green. The model is WD10EADS, and this has lasted about 8 years. Now this came in a USB enclosure. It was a part of a MyBook 1 terabyte external hard drive, and I just ripped it out of the enclosure because this drive has failed. I got this drive back in, let's see what the date code is on it. If you look closely here, you can see the date is the 31 of August 2009. So this drive is 8 years old, and a major problem with these greens is they like to park the heads a lot. But this drive lasted 8 years, and it had at least 7-year power on time, because I keep my computer on and hard drives on, everything on 24/7. So I was really abusing this drive because this drive was on 24/7, and it worked. It was in constant use because I had IRC logs logged into it 24/7 as well. So it was keeping the drive busy 24/7 as well. So I really abused this green drive. These green drives are not even meant for that type of use case. So I'm surprised it lasted that long. It still works. I'm still able to read files off of it. It doesn't have the clicking of death or anything like that, but I think the spindle motor is about shot, like the bearings in it. Like, it is really noisy. It's mostly noisy when it's in idle though, when it's not reading data. But if you have it reading data, it quiets down to where it's really decent. But when it's in idle, it's just like a constant like rattling, grinding noise. I don't know how to describe it, but I can actually plug it into an external dock, and you guys can listen to it. So why don't I do that? Just so you can hear what this drive sounds like. It works, but it will occasionally unmount and just disappear. Like, I won't be able to access any of the files. Now I have to remount it and everything, and it's end of life. So I did replace this drive with another drive, which I'll show you here in a bit. But I'm gonna let you listen to this before we crack it open. Okay, so we're back over here. I have this external dock, accepts 2.5 and 3.5, and I'm going to plug the O drive in. This is the new drive. This is an HGST, but I'm going to plug this old Western Digital green in, and I have to turn on the flash on my phone just for it to be able to see. That's how bad this camera is. Anyway, so I put it in there. So now let me turn the thing on, and I have my recorder right here so you can listen to it. So I'm going to put this recorder right here. Hopefully that will pick it up, and I'm going to try to be quiet. Do you hear that? Now if I go over to the computer, which I'm not going to show on camera, but if I go over to the computer, I do not see the drive at all. I have to go into Disk Manager, and even there it's not showing up. This drive is 8 years old. It's it's a dead drive. Hear that? and I would show specs, smart status and all that, but I'm not going to do that. But just trust me, this has a power on time of at least 7 years. I don't have the exact number. It was like 6,000, and it was 6,000 plus days. I think it was 6,300 days of power on time. Don't quote me on that, but it was really up there, because this was on 24/7. So as you can see, that's what it does. So I'm gonna turn that off. So we're gonna take this apart. I replaced it with an HGST DeskStar NAS drive, 4 terabyte, and I have some cons about this new drive as well, but I'll discuss that later. But let's go ahead and get into the fun part of dismantling this Western Digital green drive, which has lasted 8 years. Okay, so we're back over here at the bed. So let's go ahead and take this apart. I should have the bit for it, because I have this fancy bit set here. So I'd imagine I'd be able to take a hard drive apart with it. So it looks like it has hex-like screws, so I'm just going to try different screws until I can get it apart. So as you can see, it doesn't really start up anymore. I mean, it does. I can pull files and stuff off of it, and I already did. I already backed up this drive well before it EOL'd on me. I'm just trying different bits. Trying frantically to figure out, well, what fucking bit does this take? Looks like it's a star looking thing, but I don't know which star it is. Oh, bingo. T7. Found it. It's on there tight. Well, at least I found the right bit. It's the T7. I guess that means torque. Or torques. Or something like that. Oh yeah, yep. Woo! Come on, tripod. Stay still. Need something to prop this tripod up. Sorry, it took me 5 hours just to find the right fucking bit. So this is... I feel like I'm missing a part or something. There's that one. So I got 3 screws on this side, and I'm gonna take a random guess and think there's probably screws on all these black things. Bastards. That's some thick metal too. How the hell do I get these black things off? Let me find a pair of scissors or something. Maybe just like a needle or something. Something I can... Here we go. Kind of ghetto, but... Because I can't peel it up. It won't let me peel the freaking thing up. Yep, there's a screw under there. I might have to fast forward past this boring crap for you guys, but you get to see real time how freaking fun it is. It's hard to do it on a camera, especially one where the freaking tripod's like not level and it's like leaning, so it's like top heavy, so it wants to like fall down. It's like do not fall down. So it's hard for me to do it in front of the camera. So it's like I'm doing it right off camera because I'm able to get to this better. Well, I'll make sure you guys won't miss out on any of these juicy details here. Trust me on that. So I'm working on the second one that's under this black tape shit, which you can't peel off. You just gotta like go at it like a freaking tiger. So there's that one. They're just all falling on my bed. Just beautiful, you know. That's how we do things around here. And you know what? We will power this up when it's taken apart. Because why not? Why not? I'm just curious what the head's doing, you know? Or if it's the motor, or if it's the actual head, or what, you know. Woo! Shit. I'm trying to use like food to like just. This is a cheap tripod because, you know, I'm not rich. It's like a Dollar Tree tripod. Just something to hold my phone up. It's literally what it is, a Dollar Tree tripod. So I got one more. I like to buy better equipment, but, you know, when you work a minimum wage job and you have bills to pay and everything else, you just can't do it. Got to prioritize what you're going to spend your money on. And I see these YouTubers getting like $40,000 cameras and shit, and it's just like, what the hell? It's YouTube. They compress everything down to a fucking 10 megabit bit rate anyway. I don't understand this current generation. I'd like to get a free NAS build. I'm working on getting a nice free NAS build. Not sure if I'm going to use Western Digital HGST for that application yet. You know, I hear superior things about HGST. So I don't know, but I've had experience with a lot of Western Digital drives because that's what I've had, and they've all lasted 10 plus years. So now I got all these things unscrewed, and I'm trying to pop this off. It's not easy, and I don't want to like stick a screwdriver under there, you know, because that'd be stupid. This does not come off easily like they show you in the movies. It's probably that. Is it that? No. I think I got them all. Am I missing a screw? Oh. Yeah, I am. If you feel, there's a hidden screw underneath this. Hear it? Bastards. You're probably like, Victor, there's a hidden screw under there, you idiot. Well, hey, it's not every day I take apart hard drives, you know? I'm not these YouTubers that have millions of dollars coming out their ass to destroy everything they have. I think I've got it. Have I gotten it? I'm just tearing the hell out of this. There we go. I'm starting to see a screw under there. I don't know if you can see, but you can probably see the screw under there. It's a good thing I have this so I can get torque. If I didn't have this to get torque, it would be really hard to get this off, because this screwdriver that comes with this iFixit kit is just ridiculous. It's a shitty screwdriver. I like the bit set, but the screwdriver itself is a fucking joke. So I think I got them all off now, unless I'm missing another one. Got them all out, but it's still not coming. So I'm going to gently, without trying to damage anything, pry up on this like an idiot. Because, why not? Oh, there, it's coming. Because if I don't want to stick it in there too far, because, you know, I'm going to affect what the actual inside looks like, you know? God, this is in there tight. When they say airtight, I think they're not joking. Although, what was weird is when this was on, just out the corner of it, it looked like it was lighting up inside of it, like there were sparks or something. Like I could see it through the seal. So, we got it. Holy shit. Is that clean? You'll never see something with this amount of beauty ever again. I mean, you see it on YouTube videos and stuff, but you don't see it in real life. Oh, I can see myself. Oh, ugly. But I already got a little piece of dust there in the corner. But if I look at the drive off camera, the drive does not look scratched or anything, at least on this top surface that I'm looking at. The heads look okay, I guess. You know, I'm not a specialist at this, but the drive looks in ideal condition. So let's bring this back over here. Look at it, you see? There's the heads. So, the drive looks, see, it's shiny. And I've seen the inside of a hard drive in real life before, but you just get a whole different feeling when it was one of yours that had your data on it, you know? And of course, before I took this apart and everything and decommissioned it, I did shred the entire drive. So, no, nothing, if I'm going to dispose of this, but of course the contents will not be readable if somebody was able to try to fix this drive. So, I'm not going to touch the platter or anything because, you know, I don't want to really damage it. Because I want to see if I can still use this. And people say, oh, once you open it, it's gone forever. But that's really not true. You shouldn't open it. It's not air that's the problem. It's dust. Dust is the problem. And of course, I'm not in a dust-proof room, and I'm already seeing little specks of dust on here. Not a whole lot, but little specks of dust landing on the platter. So we're gonna go back over there, and we're gonna plug this in, and we're just going to see what she does. I'm going to connect it into the dock, and I'm gonna try not to touch the platter. But if I look at the platter, I already see there's some dust on it, so that's not ideal. So there's that. The hard drive's in, and oh my goodness, let me readjust that view for you. See if this will stay. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to press the on button in the back of this, if I can find it. Oh boy. It's spinning. Hopefully sparks don't go flying. She's a noisy one. Hopefully that doesn't mess up my audio recorder. I'm gonna grab the audio recorder. So I don't know if that's coming from the head or the spindle. I don't know if we have any hard drive professionals out there that know. I don't see any sparks flying. It doesn't look like the head's touching the platter. It looks awful close though. I mean, I'm thinking that's just the spindle motor, you know, the motor that's turning the platters. Oh. Well, if you listen, the motor sounds alright. It sounds like it's the head. Oh, now it just spun down. Now it completely turned off, but if you look over here, this light's blinking rapidly. I'm not sure if that's a good sign or not. I'm going to check on the computer and see if I'm able to detect the drive or not, or if this drive is gone. So I'm going to go into computer, go to manage. Oh, right when I go to computer and manage, the drive spins back up again. Woo! I don't know why that's scary. I'm not seeing the drive. Yeah, that doesn't sound healthy. Like I said, I didn't touch this hard drive at all, so it wasn't making them kind of noises before I opened it. You guys heard the noises it was making before I opened it. So now I'm not seeing the drive at all show up in Disk Manager. So I'm going to power cycle this. Hopefully it doesn't like eat me alive. Okay, right when I turn it off, the head drops down. So I didn't see it showing up in Disk Manager, so I don't know if she's permanently dead now. But I've seen people open up drives and they've worked. Opened. And this drive doesn't look totally awful on the inside. But I told you it was a failing drive to begin with, so it's probably not a good thing we opened it, but all in the name of science. Power her back on. I'll tell you if it shows up in Disk Manager. I'm not seeing anything yet. Yeah, I'm gonna hit refresh on Disk Manager. See if I can get anything. Yeah. Yeah, she's not a happy drive. And nothing on Disk Manager. So I'm not gonna cause you guys to lose your hearing, so I'm gonna turn this off now. So that's what. Maybe it is the head. Maybe it is the heads, because if you see when the heads get off the platter and the drive just spin by itself, it sounds all right. So who knows? Like I said, this drive is basically gone now. It's been shredded. It was on the way out, so decided to open it to have some fun, right? We can all have some fun. And I can't take that out of there with one hand, can I? So I'm going to tell you about this new drive I got, okay? I'm going to go back over. Excuse the room. Excuse the mess. Alright. So I went out and got a DeskStar NAS 4TB drive from HGST. And the reason why I got an HGST drive is because they are well known to be the most reliable hard drive brand. Second best would be Western Digital, but there's this one company called Backblaze, which they're a cloud backup provider for several companies and small businesses, consumers, etc. And they have hundreds of thousands of hard drives. They basically operate, they're a backup provider, and they have just servers filled with 40, 60 drives at a time. So they test the reliability of all these hard drives because they're in production. They can see, oh, we have this many hard drives fail from this brand, or etc. And they have a lot of HGST drives, and compared to all others, they last a lot longer. They're more reliable. They have less failure rates. So I decided to get my first HGST drive. Now this technically isn't my first HGST drive because my Asus laptop that I bought has an HGST drive in it, and I haven't had any problems with it. So, granted, I've only had the laptop a few years, but I'm like, okay, so I might as well test out, their actual desktop hard drives. And I got the external caddy that you connect it to the computer with. Anyway, I go to plug it in, and I'm going to tell you my initial impressions of this drive. So here it is. It's a 4 terabyte. Here it is. Oops. There we go. It's a 4 terabyte drive, manufactured July 2017, made in Thailand, which is basically where all the hard drives are basically made. Even my old Western Digital drive that I just experimented with was made in Thailand. 7200 RPM, and I got a NAS drive because, as I've mentioned, I keep my stuff on 24/7. So I need a drive that's built to be on 24/7, right? So that's why I went with a NAS drive. So I got it because HGST's been known to be really reliable. 4 terabyte versus the 1 terabyte drive I had, so I get more storage. 7200 RPM, so a bit faster reads and writes, and it's a NAS drive, so it's going to be more reliable. The brand's more reliable. It's a NAS type, etc., etc. Now here are my cons. So some cons I've had, and I don't know if this is due to a defect or shipping or any of that, but I've done a little bit of initial research, and these will be my cons. So the first one is noise. Now, as you can tell, that Western Digital was really loud, but that's not how it operated when it was, in good health, when it was working properly. But this is a brand new drive, and I'm hearing occasional clicking noises like every 10 seconds. Like, it's not, I don't know if it would be clicking or clunking. I'll let you guys listen to the noises this thing makes. And I've done research, and this is actually normal. And it's like, well, I've had several Western Digital drives. I have an HGST drive in my computer internally, and I never hear it or notice it, And some people are saying it's because of the power management. Was it ADM or something like that? You have to disable that, which I did disable that. I use several programs such as Crystal Disk. What's the other one? Hard Drive Centennial, and there's this other one. Now I've used several utilities, and they all show perfect health on the smart data. Everything checks out perfectly, but noise-wise, it keeps making these noises, and apparently this is a common thing with these HGST drives. At least this exact model, these DeskStar NAS models. And a lot of people say they make these noises and it's normal. And it's like, well, me no likey. Especially if this is gonna be right next to my desk. It's gonna be sitting on my desk on that caddy. Now if this was in my NAS downstairs somewhere where it's tucked away somewhere, I wouldn't mind as much. But when it's right on my desk, I don't want to hear it, because trust me, it gets on my nerves. Like, it's like, no, I have to unmount the drive because I don't want to hear it. And these noises, you may think, oh, well, it's because of load. It's not load related, because this drive will sit in idle and it will make these noises constantly. So I'm gonna show you. Another con is, since this drive is 7200 RPM, it does run warmer. And this drive, I have it in that external caddy where the drive is just bare, sitting out in the air, where I can get air and everything, and it's running at 40 degrees Celsius. And or not. Wait. Let me rephrase that. It's running at 47 degrees Celsius, not 37. 47. Sorry, I'm losing my head. And hard drives are only supposed to be ran at under 40 degrees Celsius to be healthy. I mean, that's running a bit too warm. This drive will run at 47 degrees Celsius, and it's sitting out like this. Like, I felt this drive after I've unmounted it and disconnected it, and it was pretty hot. And it's like, no, that's another not so good thing. So I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to let you guys listen. We're going to plug in this new hard drive I got, the HGST DeskStar NAS 4 terabyte, 7200 RPM. And we're going to listen to this drive now. No, I'm not going to take this one apart. So let's disconnect this. Oh, and it's getting caught. There we go. Gotta bring the audio recorder over here. So let's listen to this hard drive now. Let's see what this sounds like. So let me get this set up here. I'm gonna plug this in. There we go. It's plugged in. And it's not turned on yet. Bring up the audio recorder. Sorry for the noise downstairs. My brother's Bob the Builder. He likes to tear apart the entire house and rebuild the entire house. So now I'm going to turn this drive on. So far, normal. I can accept that. Hear that? And this is on startup. I can accept that on startup, but you heard all them clunky noises, right? You hear all them little clunky noises on startup? And I keep it running. Now I'll keep the drive running after a while, even after it's warmed up, and even on idle. Every 10 or so seconds, it will make a like a clunk noise. I can hear the spindle motor, but the spindle motor is not my problem. The spindle motor is just perfectly fine. It's that clunking noise that it's just every 5 to 10 seconds. I'm not really counting or anything, but it's constant, even when the drive is in idle and not, being read or written to. Like I'll exit out of every Explorer menu. I've turned off Windows indexing for the drive. Everything. I'm making sure this drive's not being written or wrote to. And even if I look at the hard drive activity light on the caddy, it is not blinking when it's making them clunking noises. So I'm accessing the drive now. I'm reading files. And the drive's not really that noisy when I'm accessing files. Maybe it's a little bit. So I'm going to do a HD tune benchmark on the drive. Wrong hard drive. I'm doing the internal HGST. Let me do the external one. Now the drive's being benchmarked. It's pulling in around 180 megabytes a second. The maximum of 224 megabytes a second. And if you look at the LED, I don't know if you can see it. Probably not, because the flash is drowning it out. It's blinking rapidly, so it is getting transfer. So it's staying around. It's staying around the 200 megabytes per second, not megabytes per second range, which is good. And let me listen to the drive. See, it's still making occasional clunky noises. It's not consistent. It's not, clean. So I'm going to stop the benchmark and I'm going to exit out. And I'm going to try to let this drive sit in idle. I'm sorry for all this background noise, it's ridiculous. But I'm going to try to hold this audio recorder right up to the hard drive. You hear that clunk? That It may not sound that audible, or it may sound really loud, because I have the microwave up next, but I can hear that clear across the room. Like if I'm studying homework or something like that, I don't want to be hearing that every 10 seconds, you know? And I'm going to check the temperature of this drive now, so let me go back over and pull the temperature. Let's see here. The temp is currently 32 degrees because we literally just turned it on. If I let this sit for say 15-30 minutes, even during, if it's just sitting idle, it will go up to about 47 and stay there, which is a bit too hot. And you see how the hard drive is. It's completely exposed. It shouldn't be that hot. Did you hear that? Click, click. So, anyway, that was a quick look at the new hard drive, and we took apart the old one. So I hope you found this video interesting. I don't want to go on forever about hard drives and crap. So I'm pretty much going to wrap up this video now. Thanks for watching.